Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about types of conflict. You do have your Wordy Wednesday, that is the word conflict. So, we're going to do a little bit more practice with conflict. We're going to talk about the types of conflict. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go through these slides, and there's going to be some practice within the slides. And then the very last one, you are going to complete the table for different types of conflicts that are found throughout our story among the hidden. So I'm going to go ahead and open up and go through these slides with you. So I'm going to present this. So again, conflict is the major problem in our story. It can be multiple problems in a story. So again, is the conflict is the main character struggle. So our main character in our story among the hidden would be Luke. So there's four types we're going to talk about: character versus character, character versus self, character versus nature, and character versus society. So again, we have character versus character, where literally you have two characters that are fighting and dealing with some sort of problem. Okay, they struggle with another character. For example, a story about a kid who is bullied by other kids. A superhero story about a hero facing a villain. Those would be examples of character versus character. Then we have character versus self, which is sometimes usually the hardest one to figure out. So this is an internal conflict where they're struggling with something inside their head. So a character who is struggling with depression, a story about a character who's struggling with the desire to do something wrong, like cheat or steal, or even sometimes to have to make a decision about something. So I feel like Luke has a lot of struggles in this area, but you need to be specific when you do the last activity. Character versus nature. So, force of nature, this could be a tornado, an animal, some sort of disease. So, a character trying to survive in the wild, which we'll read about this year. A story about a character trying to survive after a natural disaster, earthquake, tsunami, tornado. Character versus society, which is a huge part of this book. So, unfairness in society. So, a story about a character who is fighting against government, who limits religious freedom, for example, or maybe even fighting against a government who limits how many children you can have. Story about a character who's protesting to make the workplace safer. Even thinking about Jen and what she's doing with this one and what her struggle is. Then you're going to go through and you're going to read these different examples and write on your slides what type of conflict is shown or is seen in this small part of this story. So in the last part you're going to do after you do those, and you are going to turn this in whenever you are done, it says types of conflict among the hidden. So there's three main types of conflict we see: character versus self, society, and character. So what you're going to do is describe an example of each below from the book. So I'm not asking for page numbers. I'm just asking for you to briefly describe when do we see character versus self, and be specific on what's going on and what's happening. Same for society and same for character. Again, once you have all of this done, you're going to turn this in for a grade. So you will submit this. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to ask me, email me, and I'm here to help.